Ubuntu Linux system. And if you run this command, you can get root access. So you paste that and run that command, right? Now you got root access. Who am I? Root. Now I can run all kinds of commands, right? Sudo su. I can run anything that I want to run. Even my privileges, you can see that they've all changed. I have access to everything. I can do anything on this box. What's happening everybody, and welcome back to part 2 of the sudo task in this tryhackme room walkthrough for hardening an Ubuntu server. In this video, we're just going to be going over the command alias in that sudo policy file, and all we're going to do is set up that command alias, and then we're going to assign the privileges of those commands to the user that we used in the last lab, which was Spooky. And if you didn't see that video, definitely go check it out, and then you'll be all caught up with what this video is. So moving forward, we'll just go ahead and jump in the room and get everything started. You're rocking with me. I'm already logged into everything. So again, we're going to do part 2 right here, and it's just about assigning command aliases. I just want to show you what I did and what I learned from this as far as this part goes, where you can assign the command aliases to individual users. So once we're in the box, right, we could SSH as Spooky again. All right, now that we're logged in as that user Spooky, again, from just a brief recap, this is the sudo command, and the -L option right here is going to list the privileges. So if you type in the password, you will see a list of all this information. Here we have user Spooky may run the following commands. This is an important line to look at when you're running this command, because it's going to tell you what commands you're allowed to run. So for this task, again, as we can see, we can't run certain commands. I want to focus on this command right here, which is the SU command. So we do a man SU, change user ID or become super user. So that's what that command does. And we don't have access to it because we know that from that character right there. So what you want to do, we'll just double check we don't have access, right? We get this message, sorry, user Spooky is not allowed to execute /bin/SU. So what we're going to do is give ourselves access to execute that SU command. So, and even more than that, just go ahead and give us ourselves root access to this box, because it's clearly, as you can see, permission denied. And let's go into that sudo policy file, which is sudo vi sudo. Once you get into there, you want to go down there, the command alias. This is the command alias that we're going to set up. I'm sure this has to be correct, all of the lowercase and everything. This, you could just name it anything, whatever you want to name it. For this one, we could just name it test, right? And then we're going to put equals, and then we're going to put /usr/bin/vim. All right, just to show you sudo vim. Right now, vim is a text editor, and we don't have access to that as well. All right, so we don't have access to sudo su, and we also don't have access to sudo vim. So if we go into, we do have access to the sudo policy file, right, which can give us access to whatever we want. So this is the command we want access to. Then the next thing we're going to do is set up an individual user alias. You would want to use user alias right here underneath this comment. You would want to use that if you were setting up like more than one user, but since we're only dealing with one user, which is Spooky, ALL, and then equals ALL in parentheses, right? Again, all this means for this part is all means that all hosts and all users Spooky can run this command for. This command that we're going to specify right now, which is the command that we got in our command alias, which is test. That's what we named it, test, right there. It's going to ask us if we want to save this. and we're going to hit yes. So let's do the sudo su, right? We still don't have access to that. For whatever reason, y'all could do your research. But what I did figure out is sudo vim. That gives me access to a vim file that I can create here on my local machine now. But I don't want to create it. What I want to do is quit out of there, right? And what I could do right here, gain my root access. And the way to gain the root access is by using the shell escape. And that's what they go over, which brings me over to task 5. Part 2 is all about command aliases, how to assign it, the different ways to assign it. We just went over assigning the command alias to just an individual user that gave us access to that vim, right? So if you go into disabling root access, which is the next task, right here, if you disabling shell escapes, you want to definitely disable these on your machine. And the reason why is if you go here, it's just a site that has all of these different kind of syntax on there that you can use to gain root access pretty much. So this one is, they specifically called out, was for vim, which is a common utility that's going to be on every Ubuntu Linux system. And if you run this command, you can get root access. So we paste that and run that command, right? Now you got root access. Who am I? Root. Now I can run all kinds of command, right? Sudo su. I can run anything that I want to. I can run anything that I want to run. Even my privileges, you can see that they've all changed. I have access to everything. I can do anything on this box. And now that you got root access, you can run commands that will give you access to the usernames, right? Here's my username, right? In the directory and everything like that. Another user on this box, James. You can run commands like this one. This is a good command to keep if you ever get into that and you just want to display it in a nice table format, you feel me? Or if you want to look at the password file, right? Because now I'm root, I can look at all of this stuff now, right? I can run this command and now you can see the hashes and everything for this user, Spooky, and this user, James. Nice. You get to see all of the hashing and everything like that. Alright, that pretty much wraps up those tasks. We'll keep going through these next couple of tasks. It's just about the firewall and setting up that firewall. It's called uncomplicated firewall. I believe we're going to be learning about. I hope definitely that you found some kind of value in the content. If you did, definitely go ahead and give your boy that sub and share the video. You already know, like, comment, give me in them algorithms and all of that there. And I'll holler at y'all on that next video.